Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very, very much. Your subscriptions are greatly appreciated. I want to say a special shout out to two different viewers, Mary Lyman and Vicky. Thank you so very much for these beautiful new decks that we're going to be using for April. Their unboxing videos have been shot. This is the general reading for the collective for April 1st. We are shifting into two new decks, a whole new, month. So we always switch up the decks, and these were generously given by those two people, those two ladies I just mentioned. So I wanted to say special thank you to them. For those of you that watch daily, you can also send them thank yous in the chat because they are helping. It was through them that they're helping to bring these messages all this month through these cards. All right, so in the video description, in the pull down menu on the YouTube video, please check that out so that you can just sort of see there's different ways of supporting the channel. Hitting the thumbs up button and liking the video is huge. Subscribing to the channel and other ways, like if you use the Linktree link, it'll show you my Amazon wish list. That's how these two decks were able to get to me. You can do that yourself if you want to pick something off the wish list and send it. That's available to you. There's just different ways to support the channel. So check that out. And also look and read everything in there because it just tells you a little bit about sort of how you should hold my readings in your mind as you're watching them. So let's see what's going on with the energy of April 1st. April Fool's Day. What do we need to know? Okay. We've got the Page of Wands. I actually absolutely love her. There's a little bit of an abandon to her. So this is the Light SEERS Tarot that we're working with. This is a new deck to me. Wands is the element of fire, which I believe we had yesterday was the Six of Wands. And it was interesting because in the early part of the week, we had a bunch of earth cards happening, and now we're in this sort of fire action oriented sort of place is what I've noticed with these cards. Because yesterday our final card with the Mystical Moments deck was the Six of Wands, which was sort of like about celebrating ourselves and experiencing and feeding our own joy. This Page of Wands, she's definitely, it shows that exuberance that you see in the pages or that I associate with the pages. Pages are always open and ready to learn. They're youthful, they're joyful, they're usually pretty happy, depending on where they fall in a reading. With this card, I definitely get a sense of excitement, of exhilaration. I feel like we're heading towards the future with some, exuberance, willing to be open-minded and to learn along the way. We may not have all of the answers, but who cares? It's kind of the feeling that I get with her. She's like, screw it, I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't care kind of thing. And I like that. There should be an uptick in our energy, a feeling of excitement, a feeling of, youthful optimism, ideally, today. Let me see. We had, where are we at? What's the first? The first is now Thursday. So when I shift decks, I get a little bit weird. So we're in that Hierophant energy, which we should still have that underpinning energy of the Hierophant, right? The Hierophant is going to feel like socially stable, intelligent, that sort of a thing, right? Where we feel like we know what we know. The Page of Wands is about learning a little bit more about something new that excites us, taking action towards doing that, right? And remember, the grounding stone for this week is that concept of happiness, right? What makes us happy? This Page of Wands, she certainly looks happy. She looks joyous. She's throwing her wand up in the air. She's leading the parade, so to speak, the parade that you would find in the Six of Wands, right? That we saw yesterday. So when she looks like almost like the baton twirler, right? So to me, I say, let's be active in pursuing what makes us happy, what brings us joy, what makes us feel like a little kid today, what keeps us sort of in that state of openness and learning today. That would be really nice and enjoyable. We have that steadiness of the Hierophant underneath, so even if I don't think we will make any sort of mistakes today at anything that we explore or entertain, if that makes sense. But if for some reason we do make mistakes, I don't think that that's going to get in this page's way, right? It's sort of like we learn from those mistakes or those challenges, and that willingness to learn is certainly here. I love how she's sort of marching towards the future, right? Throwing her head back with a band-aid. So I say, let's get excited today. Let's have some fun today. Explore and remain open and see where that takes you, where that energy takes you. I also like the bright golden color of this card. It also gives me sort of I know that wands is fire, but the yellow sort of also takes me to this sort of brainy place, right? In this air sort of place where we're thinking and experiencing and taking action and maybe even being a little bit impulsive, but that's okay today because we have that steadiness of the Hierophant underneath, that self-assuredness ideally, that awareness of what we've been through, what we've learned from our experiences, and how we how those can kind of stabilize us, right, in a way so that we can move forward and learn more through taking action and doing in the moment. Now, here is the card from the Lightworker's Oracle by Alana Fairchild. This is the 5th ray of intellectual knowledge. Card number 42, which would also numerologically boil down to a 6. I found this interesting when I did the unboxing this morning. This card stood out to me. It's a really strange depiction. This woman is very much centered in this yellow light. We see these mimicked yellow circles, right? Do you see it here? And we see it here. And so it's like that light of our knowing, that exuberance, our joy. What I find interesting with this card is this sort of zombie-esque people that are around her that are kind of giving her evils. They're like sort of looking at her. They're very unhappy. There may be people around us. The 5th ray is going to be, I'm assuming, associated with the throat chakra and our communication, how we project out into the world, right? And so to me, if we're glowing, if we're projecting ourselves in a way that people might not understand, or they might not feel that they can do for themselves, they might find resentment or take, hold it. I don't want to say hold a grudge, but they might, try and tamper you down in a way, or maybe in the past they have. Today, I don't feel like that's possible. Both of these ladies look like they are beaming, they are shining, they are in this golden light of their sort of own knowing, their own sort of communication, taking that action, moving out into the world, using that golden glow, that light within, that intelligence within, that intelligence of the Hierophant underneath, to pursue what makes us happy. Screw what others say, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting from both of these cards. Like, as far as these guys here, it's like, I'm sorry that you're there, and that's really too bad that you can't be here with me, but that doesn't mean that I don't have a right to sort of be in this place, in this space. And if you need me to, sort of go down to your level, I can't today. And that's okay to say that, right? It's okay to learn that through the Page of Wands, that we don't have to be everybody's sort of savior or hero. Does that make sense? We can find our own celebration of ourself and our experience and live from that place sort of unabashedly, and not have to feel any sort of remorse or guilt for that, right? Everybody has their own light, and everybody certainly has their right to shine from that light and from that perspective. I love also in this card how she looks very much connected up to, from the top of her crown, and all of this light emanating from her. So I think that what I'll do today with this Lightworkers deck is I just want to read the invocation for her. So let me find her card really quick. It's card number 42. I'm going to read just the first little bit, and then I am going to... that's interesting. Okay. The 5th ray of intellectual knowledge has come to you as a spiritual gift. You are being given the ability to find information you need, understand systems that impact your life, and find clarity in any issue that has seemed unclear or overwhelming. You shall sort the truth from the lies and learn what you need to know. The Archangel Raphael now assists you in integrating the blessings of the 5th ray. What I find interesting too is, I'll just say this, pages also bring new information as a rule. So this fifth ray is also speaking to this idea of this new information, or maybe lies or untruths coming to light, and us living from our truth. I'm just going to skip over the stories, but the first thing is it says you are distilling a new truth. It might be the truth of discernment, where you realize the appearance of a person, group, or cause is misleadingly different to the inner reality. And so to me, that would also be sort of page understandings, and also that discernment of the Hierophant underneath. So there's some definite corroborations here. But let me read the invocation. I now accept of my own free will the blessing and grace of the fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. I call upon the grace and assistance of the universe and Archangel Raphael to help me discern truth and find the information and understanding that will enable me to feel peace and experience penetrating insight in my life. I am thankful for the gifts of intelligence, that would be the Hierophant, and understanding that help me live my best life in service to love. That would be the Page of Wands, that understanding. The intelligence portion would be the Hierophant card. The understanding or being open to it is the Page, I think. May knowledge serve the liberation of all beings through unconditional love and divine mercy. Through my own free will, so be it. Now, let's see what the grounding stone is for today. There's a lot of bright light coming from these cards, guys. Okay, I'll take it. We saw this yesterday in the hummingbird, because hummingbird's essence is joy. Today, chase and ground in your own joy, where your light resides, where you feel most joyous. Again, pursuing that happiness. We've seen the words. I'm going to just repeat this sort of the grounding stones from this week, from the days of this week. Throughout the week is happiness, right? We should be focused on our own happiness this week. The second day was enjoy. Then we had passion. Yesterday was knowledge. Today is joy. There is this idea, and we heard that in the fifth ray today, about gaining some sort of knowledge. The Hierophant is about knowledge, which is this underpinning energy too from yesterday's grounding stone. There is a sort of a connectivity to all of these cards as we go through this week. So the messages are sort of leading us along a path that enables us to sort of further explore this joy and seek our happiness and not feel any sort of worry, fear, or guilt for doing so, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting from these, especially this reading today, with all of this bright light and this emphasis on living in our truth and living from our light and experiencing our joy. That is your forecast for the day. Thank you so very much. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and tune in tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel if you feel so inclined, and join me on the lives. Hit the notification bell, and I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Thank you so much, everybody, and to those of you that sent me these wonderful decks, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.